Well, a special good night to all our viewers, followers, those who like the broadcast. Welcome to another Caribbean American News Media. We are here on official Storm Watch, and we are going to be here with you tonight. And so we want to greet everyone. Thank you for being with us. It is a pleasure. We are happy to have you tonight on the platform. Greetings. How was your day, folks? How was your day? Now, I know I can get in trouble quickly if I don't really greet my friends over on Facebook and on YouTube. In other words, we have hey, Gloriana, good to see you. I just looked across on our YouTube page because we have an independent monitor there for that platform. As a matter of fact, that's our biggest screen in the studio over there on YouTube. Good night, Tiny. How are you, Tiny and Gloriana? All right. Over on Facebook, we have Molly Mall, my good ride or die. Yes. Greetings, Jones. How are you? Yes, Monrose and CPAL and my friend Elizabeth. Welcome, Alfred. Greetings to you, Laurencia. Yeah. Miss Laurencia, how are you doing? Yes, let me behave myself. I will behave myself, all right? Greetings to you. For some reason, I'm far away from my button, all my nice little buttons. I got to figure out how I'm going to get around them, so bear with me. Blake, how are you? Greetings. Welcome to the platform. Martina, how are you? Charles and Hyacinth and Augustine, greetings. Good evening to all our viewers here on the Caribbean American Media platform. And I say to you, friends, you are in the hot zone. This zone is the Caribbean American News Media Zone, and we are going to box some people, not box them in their face, but we're going to put them in a box. I saw my friend Arnold putting a friend of mine in the box at St. Jude's. My God, look at that. But greetings, friends, and good to have you. Earl Lewis, in the house. I met Earl Lewis personally there in St. Lucia, and so I want to greet him tonight on the platform. Joseph, comment vous êtes? Tout bagaille bien? There will be a storm, but I hope so. Okay, good. So tonight we're going to take reports from those of you around the country, those of you in Castries, Vieux-Fort, Dennery, and the other surrounding areas there in the Eastern Caribbean. We will be here on official Storm Watch with you, and therefore we are asking all of you to grab your phones. We will need you to call in and let us know what is happening, what is the mood there in St. Lucia. You need to let us know what is happening at the supermarkets. Did you get jam at the supermarkets? Please, you got to let us know here on the platform tonight. Caribbean American Media, we are live here with official Storm Watch there in St. Lucia. Thank you so much for being here with us. We encourage you to continue sharing the platform with your friends and your families. Continue to share Caribbean American News Media. Yes, we are here with you on official Storm Watch. So thank you very much for being here with us. Glasgow, greetings to you. And my loving Dr. Fletcher, she's here. My love, my all in all. Welcome. And Mary, thank you so much for being here with us. Hey, Lydia, my friend Francis is on. Good night to you, my friend. And I promise, tonight we're going to make some calls. And Malcolm, my good friend Malcolm, greetings to you. Joseph, Sakafet. And let me say a special shout out to a special good night to Sarah Joseph, her dad, and her stepmother. They are big fans of ours, and so we want to big them up. Miss Agnes, and her husband, yes, of Black Bay, Harding of Black Bay, all right? So Agnes and your husband Hardin of Black Bay, greetings to you. Greetings to you tonight on the platform. We are happy to have you here on this media platform. We are delighted to be here with you. And as we said, we only get bigger and better. The only way for us, and it is up, not down. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Please share the platform as you come in. Jay, how are you? Andrea Kotaye, Mama Andrea, good. Bastian, how are you doing, Bastian? Good to have you on. What is that? Let me see here. Yes, Mary. Mary. Yes, Mary. Greetings to you. Shalmine, Mary Shalmine. Greetings. Expressed Edwin. Greetings. Linda Thomas, greetings to you. Hi, Mary, greetings, man. Greetings and to everybody. Big up on yourself. We are on the platform tonight. Jabatis, Patterson Jabatis, over on our YouTube channel. Greetings to you and all our YouTube bloggers. Welcome to Storm Watch tonight. We are going to help you through some of parts of the night. We are going to be here with you, sharing updates, sharing information, receiving your calls, letting us know how you are preparing for what is to come. And we're here to break some news to you, to let you know that the storm is developing rapido, and therefore we're hoping that you are taking all the necessary precautions, warning and instructions from the emergency authorities in the country. Those of you who are in Barbados, we want to say a special good evening to you, and we also will be monitoring developments in Barbados as we speak. Based on updates earlier today, it is said that the storm Barbados seems to be in a deadlock with that storm. There seems to be indirect path there. We'll be monitoring the movement, looking for changes in the weather patterns. Stick with us here on the broadcast, and we are going to go over to our sponsor again. I want to thank Headlines Construction, Brother Anson, for sponsoring our show. He is our first official sponsor of Caribbean American News Media. That sponsorship goes a long way to help us in developing this platform, and it also helps us to bring in new presenters like Dr. Secret and others on the platform. So we want to thank him for being our sponsor. He's a heavy critic of the United Workers' Party administration, a very interesting opposition to the Honorable Alan Chasney. That we are going to break that ice. We're going to break it down, and we're going to see how we can, fix it. But we want to thank him very much for that beautiful sponsor. Again, this is Headlines Construction, and you can call Brother Anson. You can call Headlines Construction if there is any repairs needed in your homes. You have major construction. He's the one with all the license. He deals with specialized in mold removement, asbestos. He specializes in what you call the lead in your home. You call him, and he is certified by the state of New York. And so we want to ask you to give great support to this venture. He's one of our sponsors, and we protect our sponsors now. Now, we do not have song because we are trying to stay in favor with Facebook. All right, so we bring it back to us. That was Headlines Construction. Brother Anson, we also want to bring on another unofficial sponsor, and that is Pearl's Passion, Pearl's Massage. Most of you know her. She's the Magic Touch woman. She does massages. She does home visits. Very professional in massage. If you go broken, she will break you and then straighten you. So Paul's Passion with an S. And also we have our rental company, Lux Rental. Let's see if we can get Lux Rental up on the platform. Yes, we have Lux Rental, and this is Lux Rental. This is our official United Workers' Party officials Caribbean American News Media rental company. Please contact Caribbean American News Media 921-586-1821, and we will set you up with a good and affordable rental there on the island of St. Lucia. And by the way, you can get an airport pickup from Lux Rental Company. Remember, you're watching our platform here, Caribbean American News Media. So as we gather interest, Helen, how are you doing? Greetings to you. Lincoln Pastel just coming into the platform. Greetings, James. Thank you for being here. Helen, Sylvester, welcome. Alex Gibson out of Grenada. We have our Grenadian viewer here, faithful viewer here with us. Richard, welcome to the platform. Alexander, welcome. Beverly, welcome to Caribbean American News Media. Big up on yourself. Please share the platform as you come in. Yes, my friend Sarah. Joseph, yes, Pearl has the magic touch. Yes, man. When she touch your broken body, she makes it whole all over again. All right. So whether you're Flabo, whether you're Labour Party, just go out and get your massage there from Paul. So please get your phones ready to call and let us know what is happening on the island of St. Lucia. What is the mood there like right now as you prepare yourself for the incoming weather that will soon strike in the next few days. Let's go over for an update from Barbados. Let's go over to our news, our Barbadian counterpart there with
Barbados.
the
At 5
development.
p.m. there's a tropical storm watch in effect for Barbados. Tropical storm watch is issued winds of 39 miles per hour, ranging between 39 miles per hour and 73 miles per hour is expected within the watch area within the next 48 hours. It's possible, not it's imminent, it's possible. And at 5 p.m., the center of Tropical Storm Brett was located at 12.2 degrees north and 48.6 degrees west, somewhere in this area. Here's Barbados. What I have drawn here for you is actual forecast track of Brett over the next day or two. And the system is expected to pass about 100 kilometers to the north of Barbados in around Thursday or so. Due to the proximity of where the center is going to pass, and the fact that there is still some uncertainty about the forecast track in terms of the north-south and also the forward motion, the tropical storm watch is important at this point in time to make persons aware that there is a possibility that we could be facing tropical storm conditions come Thursday. There's also the possibility that if the system does track further north, that we may even discontinue the watch come later Wednesday or even Thursday. But the point is that the public needs to be aware of the possibility that we could be facing tropical storm conditions come on Thursday.
All right, so there we have it out of Barbados, the possibility there for the effect of Tropical Storm Brett, and most of the forecasters are they are still monitoring, they are watching closely the weather pattern there, the movement of Brett into the Eastern Caribbean. We know that there, as you heard earlier, there are warnings there, tropical storm warning for the island of Barbados, and we're going to look into the weather pattern tonight. Let's go over to a report from WPTV Channel 5 here in the United States.
Of course, Tropical Storm Brett. Here's a look at the latest forecast cone, which came out just at 5 a.m. So it is tracking towards the west. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of uncertainty. I'm going to show you in those spaghetti track models. And so in the upcoming advisories that update the cone, when they come out, we'll probably see a little subtle changes to the forecast cone. But right now, definitely the Lesser Antilles have to keep a very close watch on Brett. Here's a look at at those spaghetti track models, once we get into Thursday, Friday, that's the point when it could potentially be an impact for the Leeward and Windward Islands, but also could make a turn towards the north into the Atlantic Ocean. The timing of that still very uncertain. Of course, the longer it takes to make that turn, the more impact it is for the rest of the Central Caribbean. Now, for Invest, 93L has a very good chance in the next 7 days to develop, but this one will go into the open waters of the Atlantic. Of course, we'll still be watching it in the upcoming week.
So there we see there's a second weather pattern developing in the waters there, but based on what we're hearing, that might just go out into open waters. But right now, the real watch is for Brett. Brett seems to be developing, we have reports here. Let's look at the report. We don't have an actual video, but we can go to our chat room. We have a report coming in from Martinique, and Eva Blake is reporting there that stores in Martinique already said no more bottled water, rain, lightning, thunder over here in Martinique. So we are just having reports of thunder, lightning, and rain over in Martinique, and this is as a result of the developing storm Brett there in the Eastern Caribbean and the Leeward Islands. And so we are encouraging our folks there in St. Lucia. We will go over to St. Lucia at some point, but we will encourage you folks, those of you who are in St. Lucia. I'm not sure, I don't believe it's too late. It's too late for you to get your water supply, like I told you last night, and your dry goods, your biscuit, your flour, your coals, and everything that you will need, your oil, kerosene, get them prepared, get them ready. You can never be over ready. The only person that was over readied was the Prime Minister, and we saw how the storm came and hit him for zero. Hit him for zero to the point where he could not figure out which flag to sit in front of or behind. So we do not want you to be negligent here and to take things like you normally do, wait for last moment to run around and to jump and to look for water and to look for supplies. We're asking you, I am pleading with you, those of you who are under the sound of my voice, to make the necessary preparation for the effect of this storm. Those of you who are living in low-lying areas, the Denbury Village and other Monrepo and those other areas, you want to be very cautious. Fishermen, I would advise you based on the weather pattern and the warning that was issued for Barbados and what is happening in Martinique as we speak. I'm going to advise you as a good citizen to stay indoors, stay inside, stay inshore. Don't go out. I suspect very soon there will be an advisory there asking you to bring your boat ashore or secure your boats and everything else. But for now, all right, there's an advisory there for Trinidad and Tobago. So we will look into those advisory that just came into the system. I just looked across and an advisory just popped up there for Trinidad and Tobago. I'm sure St. Vincent, Grenada, Dominica, they too would be preparing for the impact of Storm Brett. Again, these are breaking developments. Martinique on the water, Martinique, lightning, thunder, and it seems that the folks have secured their water supplies and other supplies there on the island. We are not sure for St. Lucia's yet. We're going to be waiting for phone calls from our folks there in St. Lucia. Those of you who are at the supermarkets, those of you who have access to your cell phones, please call us and let us know what is going on the island of St. Lucia. But the breaking news is that I just saw something popped up on our system. I'm not able to read it fully as yet, but I see an advisory for Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, all right, the Twin Isle. And so we continue to advise our fishermen to stay indoors, inshore, not indoors, but stay inshore. stay inside. There's no need to go out tomorrow. It's not going to take away anything from you. So please. All right, let's go over to another report here. Well, there's a picture. There's a tropical storm watch that is in effect for the island of Barbados, which we saw earlier already. This is a second one, I believe. Yes, this is a tropical storm. Let me just get it. Yes, a watch, tropical storm watch in effect officially for the island of Barbados. The island of Barbados, a tropical storm warning there. So at 8 p.m. on Thursday, it seems that Barbados would have, a matter of fact, from today, Barbados should be experiencing some weather effect there on the island based on what we're seeing here on the radar. And by tomorrow, Wednesday, at around 2 a.m., yes, it's going to be developing, and they're hoping that the trajectory will change, and Barbados will just get the storm effect and not a direct hit from Storm Brett. So we see here by the projection here, it looks like, it will squeak by there, Barbados, and if that happens, we know that St. Lucia will experience the effect of this storm, and that's why we are saying to you, St. Lucians, do not take chances. Don't take chances. You like to take chances. I know that. You like to weather things out and wait for last moment, and then you start running by Carmelite and Dennery, or you start running in De Risol looking for bread and looking for flour, just to realize that all is gone. All right. Okay, let's go over to Blake. We are testing our generator now, getting ready for power failure. So there in Martinique, our people are testing their generators, getting ready to power it up in case there is power failure there. What also we will expect at some point is bad internet in the Caribbean. Once there is rain, there is bad weather, then we know the internet normally goes crazy. All right, let's see if we can get some more updates. Joseph, thank you for watching all the way in London at this time. Thank you for being here with us. We are on to Storm Watch here at Caribbean American News Media. Please call with your information. Let us know what is happening in your area. Yes, let us know what is going on. We want to know. We want to keep you informed. All right. I have something here, Tropical Storm Watch, and this is from BarbadosWeather.org. Be prepared. This Tropical Storm Watch is, let me just see if I can pull it closer. Tropical Storm Watch is issued by the BMS when sustained winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour associated with a tropical storm or hurricane are possible within 48 hours. So winds up to 39 to 73 miles per hour are possible within the next 48 hours. Ensure plans are in place. Friends. And you have all, you check your windows, your roof, you secure items around the home that might be loosed, essential supplies, bottled water, and non-perishable food. This is in preparation therefore in Barbados. And I will ask St. Lucians, again, Vincentians, Grenadians, to do the same. We're not sure what tomorrow is going to bring, how it's going to look, but you have until tomorrow to get your stuff together. And the problem is, yes, flashlights. The problem is there, folks, lack of funds. All right? Lack of funds is a big problem right now in preparation for a disaster in the Caribbean. We know that especially in St. Lucia, it is very expensive It is very expensive to buy food, and some people live in hand to mouth. In other words, if they got to go to the supermarket tomorrow, and tomorrow is not payday, then what is going to happen to them? Have we ever thought of that? Just a question. Just a question, folks. Have we ever thought of, during this hurricane season, the vulnerable in our society? Those who are working hand to mouth and they only get paid fortnightly, so they got to wait in order to get monies to get to a supermarket. How are they going to prepare? I'm just thinking out loud. How? In times of peace, they cannot get to the supermarket unless it's a fortnight. And they get to the supermarket exactly the same Friday that they receive their money. And there are some crooked bosses that will delay paying those people on the Friday and pay them sometimes on the Monday. Yes, it is real. There are persons who are living hand to mouth. Hand to mouth. They get their money. A matter of fact, before they even get the money, tooth bagay fini. It's finished. They got to pay back IOUs and loans that they would have taken throughout the week. A little $100 there, $300, $50 for bus. You know what I'm talking about. Some of you know what I'm talking about. You got to borrow a little $50 or you owe the bus. So by the time you get your money, you get nothing. You got to go back and borrow again. But some politicians don't understand that. You know, because they get their thousands of dollars. So they don't care. They don't feel that anymore. Huh? Marvin is saying he knows that very well. All right. So let's get some reports. And you know, last night, while we wait on reports there in St. Lucia, we're not sure what the condition is there. Those of you online, let us know in your communities what is happening there. Is there rain? What is the mood? What was the mood today at Marcy at the supermarket? I saw a picture, and I'm still monitoring the development. Cornflakes, $40-something. How can you prepare dry goods for the hurricane when the cornflakes alone is almost $50? And for the life of me, I do not understand how cornflakes, Kellogg's cornflakes, can be in St. Lucia $40. I don't care where you brought it from. It says to us that these merchants, these supermarket owners, are sucking the hell out of you, the people of St. Lucia. Because if you buy a box of Kellogg's cornflakes, whether it's $5 or $6, or even $8, how do you get to $40? Are you not concerned about the people of St. Lucia, the poor families? Are you not concerned about them? Are you not concerned? Every day the price goes up at supermarkets. What we will hear from our government and our disaster folks is to get dry goods, go and prepare, but you're not asking them whether they can prepare for such a storm. I am sure the $13,000 would have helped a lot of families that Mr. Alva got. The wastage in government. And God forbid in Denry, there's flooding. God forbid that these men are in those 3 huts tomorrow night. And it starts raining. And the flood comes and the wind blows. And these men cannot get out in time. That's why we got to speak up on this platform night after night. Because a lot can go wrong quickly for a lot of families. And I'll tell you one thing. Calling Chasney's name every week is not going to help during a disaster. No. It's not going to help. It's not going to help our vulnerable families prepare tonight. Prepare this week for the effect of Storm Brett. God protect St. Lucia. God protect the people of St. Lucia. Millions of dollars, yes, Christina, in jazz. Millions of dollars. So the question is, who will assist the vulnerable in preparing for this storm that is soon to hit? Tomorrow is Wednesday. And based on the weather pattern, by Thursday, that storm would have been in the back door of St. Lucia. Our farmers, what preparation is there for them? What have we done for them in the past? What can the government do for them in case of a disaster this week? And I say to you, friends, this is how fragile life is. One storm and the farmers are wiped out. One storm and a whole lot of stuff can go wrong. One storm. There's people in the stadium. If that storm strikes, can the St. Jude Hospital survive a storm? And these are the questions. And I'll tell you something. If you experience a lot of rain in your country, because our government has been so busy doing a whole set of nothing, the question would be, have our government have the drains, the canals, the rivers been distilled or desilt? Not distilled. What I'm saying tonight. Let me drink some water in that one because I need to fire in all cylinders. Let me distill my throat. And that is the fact. My question is, have our rivers and our drains been desilt? We saw just a little rain some time ago. Families lost their beds and all their earthly possessions because the canals and the drains were not cleaned. And guess what you heard, Shasney? Guy Joseph. And you know what you saw? Photo up. You saw photo up. Photo up. And people are boasting who arrived first on the scene. In the house they are boasting who arrived first on the scene. Baby arrived first and blah, 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 blah. But the question tonight is, what preparation have the government of St. Lucia made for this tropical storm? Have our drains been cleared up, cleaned? Rivers? When last have you seen our rivers being desilted or cleaned up? Talk to me. Come on. Talk to me, somebody. Have you seen any drains? And as I said, all you get is false report, misleading information. They say to you that fence is all around St. Jude, that it's done. In the same breath, they say to you, no, it is not done. We are still putting up fence on the southern side. Confusing you, the people. And you know what we heard in the news? Motorbikes were destroyed by fire in the possession of the police. You hear what me I tell you? You all heard what I just said to you? Motorbikes were destroyed by fire at a police station in St. Lucia. Yes. And I spoke today about cameras. Cameras being set up at our police stations. Why do we not have cameras at our police stations? So people just believe now that society have so much respect for the police that, they will see gold in the police compound or weed and just leave it alone. Because they love the police. They are fearful of the police. All motorbikes was destroyed on the police compound. Guess what? They have no eyes. There is no cameras. So they cannot see anything. What are you investigating? Walk around the communities asking, Uno see anything? You all saw anything? Huh? That's why I say to you, friends, we have set ourselves back very far when it comes to social transformation and development. Do you understand how far back many of you have placed the island of St. Lucia? An airport that should have almost been finished. Huh? A hospital that should have been completely done. Millennium Highway that should have been finished and connected to the new bridge. The Grosley Highway, finish. Projects that should have been finito, finished, done. We are years behind on many of these infrastructure, these projects. And you know what the excuse is going to be if Storm Brett comes? The excuse for St. Jude would be, well, we had to deal with Tropical Storm Brett. And we had to deal with other storms, so we had delays on the project. When we had enough time to finish these projects. The passport issue. The passport issue. I heard today some people are saying, oh, leave the woman alone. Leave her alone. She's doing nothing wrong. Leave her alone. She's small business. Let's leave her. I say, not really, not so fast. And the government says to you, we have nothing to do with this. That's not our business. Basically, that's not our business. But what I discover in St. Lucia, based on even the cost of food items at the supermarket, government really don't care. What about price control? What about protecting the consumers? And let me give you a story. And one of the viewers, our viewers were online with me today. And guess what happened to me? For the past week, I have not received mails. The United States mail, the federal government mails, I have not received. Normally, I would, every day, I get more than 10 mails in that box. And I have 2 boxes here at the house, 2 of them. One we bought with the house and one that was added by me to secure the mail, the mails. So I went over to the manager at the post office. I was counseled by one of our online viewers who, veteran in the army, retired also from the postal service. Advised me. I went in and I spoke to the delivery manager at the post office. He says to me, give me your address, give me your number. I gave it to him. I asked him, what next? He said, yeah, we will call you, we'll investigate. So I asked, I said, so the mailman will tell you that he misplaced the mail or he was not delivering the mail. That's what you're investigating. He said, yeah, we'll call you, we'll let you know. I said, fine. Went home. One of the callers from Caribbean American News called, my favorite caller, and we were talking. Thank God she was online. And so I heard the alarm went off, indicating that there's someone in the yard. So I went. It was the postman, dropped a box. So I stopped him. I said, I have not been receiving my mails. What's going on? Oh yeah, I delivered the mail. And he went on and on. I said, I've not been receiving my mails. And not only that, my neighbor, 2 doors down, brought mails for us that was delivered at her place. Those mails were ours. Oh no! It's only, these things normally happen only once. But I said, for a week I've not received my mails. He said, oh, it means that you don't have any mails coming. I said, no. There's a pattern over a period of years where I get 10 mails every day. There have never been a day that I do not get mails. He went on and on and on. And my friend is on listening. I said, sir, you understand what I'm saying to you? that my mails are being delivered all over the place except at the house. He said, no, it's robots are the ones that sorted the mails, and the mail is not. He went on and on. Now that's the mail delivery man. Now our regular mail delivery guy is on vacation, so a temporary was sent. So I'm saying this to say, who will protect consumers? Listen what happened. I came in, I sat in the house talking to the caller, my friend. Then I heard the alarm went off again. Now this is after 10 minutes. Look, you think I was lying. Look, Lauren Hippolyte is here. Her husband advised me. And it's good to have good people. Retired soldier and experience there at the post office. So, I heard the second alarm. I went out, saw him in the yard with one book, putting that book in to my mailbox. So I asked him, what's going on? He said, you see, it's only one. One mail, only one mail you have, you see? Then, guess what? This man started pulling out mails upon mails upon mails to put in my box. But he just told me that I do not have mails. Now, for the whole week, I've not been receiving mails. But he sneaked into the yard because all my mails is sitting on his bus, on his truck. Because he's doing shortcut. Reverend, the caller is online with us right there. She was on the phone with me. When I started going through the mails and I checked one of the mails, one important piece of document was there. Something that I prayed about and I told the Lord that's what I need. It was delivered in the mail that he had sitting on his van for a week. My box dry empty. Came earlier, no delivery. Who will guard consumers in St. Lucia? I sent an email to the watchdog organization for the post office. I went to the post office. I spoke to the system there. They're looking into it. So I have somewhere that I could have gone. But in St. Lucia, my question is, who will guard you, the consumer, from Lucilec, from Wasco, and from the internet companies? By the way, you are being ripped off by internet companies while your government goes after Mr. Shastney and not after these companies that are ripping you, the general public, off. And I can tell you, every one of you can identify with this one thing in St. Lucia: bad internet, no internet, disruption. But you have been paying month after month after month for the service. Who will protect the consumers in St. Lucia? That's the question. At the banks, who will protect consumers? Especially our retirees who left England, left the United States and Canada, retire in St. Lucia, having their pension coming through from an international bank to local banks, and the banks are playing a nasty game. They're playing nasty games with these consumers, elderlies who depend on their pension because it's their only form of income. Who will protect the consumers in St. Lucia? Now see where I'm going. See where I'm going with this. And many of you have had your experience with the bank system in St. Lucia. It sucks. The lines are embarrassment. The tellers, 1, 2 tellers, Some on their phones, some playing around, doing all kind of things. Going as slow as they can so that the day can end. I have gone to the banks on my visit there, and I've seen it. You have 10 tellers station, and you only have 2 tellers with over 40 or 20 something persons on a line. Some of them left for lunch so that they can go and take care of their business at the bank. 2 tellers. 2 ATM, 1 down. Sometimes no ATMs. We can identify, each of you can identify with bad service in St. Lucia, in your country. Bad service. Who do you go to? You can't go anywhere. You go to supervisors, they're a bunch of liars, misleading you, covering up for their friends. They say one thing to you, and they go behind the desk and they say something else. Who will protect consumers? Who are the watchdog agencies that will protect our consumers? You can't even rely on advocates in St. Lucia because the advocates are muted by governments. You can't go to the press. The press, they're in government, depressed. Who do you go to? The passport situation. Passport situation. Who do you talk to? The government says to you, well, it's a woman private business. We have nothing to do there. That is an abomination. There is a problem. I'm not saying the briefcase is a bad place. The woman business is so bad. I am just saying she has her right to do business. Huh? Yes, and we are happy. And I said it on this show that we need more third-party vendors in St. Lucia. We need more third-party to stand between some of these long lines. And the reason why we need them is because governments are incompetent. They cannot manage anything that you give them to manage. You give them a hospital and they give you a horse pen. You give them a airport and they give you some old broken down something. Why? Because they don't maintain it. You give them highways and they give you potholes. No maintenance. You give them good buildings, it's full of mold, no maintenance. You give them a building in Dennery, a courthouse, they leave it to run down and then they rent. You give government a community center to manage with a library in it right there in Dennery South. And they close it down because there's a big hole in the roof, the windows are broken. And that's how government operates. That's how governments operate. You give them something and they break it. And they blame the former administration. It always happened. The government break things. You give them health care, they break it. And guess what they do? They fix things that is not broken. You give them to issue license, radio frequencies, they break it. Courthouse, broken. Police stations, broken. Passport, broken. So my question is again, who will guard the consumers from Massey Supermarket? Who? Let me put down this thing because I am getting very frustrated tonight. My question again is, And let me ask you a question, by the way, seeing that we asking questions. Let's talk. Let's stop the simi winning. Let's talk. SLP, United Workers Party supporters, let's have a talk. Independents, let's have a conversation. Decent citizens of St. Lucia, let's have a conversation. Each of you have had a bad experience at some agencies, whether it's government agencies or some private entity, some private business. You have all had, whether it's bad, crappy customer service, rude customer service. Each of you have had your experience. When last have you heard any politician? Where is Emma Hippolyte? Where is she? When last have you heard any politician challenge these supermarket chains in St. Lucia? When last have you heard it? You know what they say to you? Well, there's a problem globally. Not only St. Lucia, the Caribbean, and everywhere else is having issues with prices and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You heard them? Listen to me why you need to get rid of all of these politicians, redo them, get rid of them, bring in new blood, bring in Christians only, fire all of them, get them out. I'm set tonight. Not one of them speak on your behalf. And only one man I saw brought some groceries in a bag and spoke about the prices, and that was the Honorable Alan Chastney. When last have you heard a politician, apart from the opposition, speaking on your behalf with the prices at the supermarket? Now it has gone crazy. Think about the question. It must still is here. Which one? When last? But I can tell you the last time I heard them cuss Mr. Chastney off, I can tell you that. When last have they spoke on your behalf? Look at what Marcy is doing to the people of St. Lucia. Look at what these supermarket chains are doing to you, the people of St. Lucia. Look at what they're doing to you. They are squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And guess what the government does? After the supermarket squeeze you, then the government, you know what they do? They jack up the gas price. £100 cylinder, gone up for the second time. And where do you stand in it? I wish. My father, I wish. Ou pas ça même acheter pain. You can buy bread and cheese? I wish. Like a broken CD. And you know what they turn back and they say to you? Protect the victory. Fight them. Protect the victory. And your kitchen cabinets are empty. Empty. So as we prepare for the hurricane, let me see how many of you can go to Marcy and get enough food to last you for a week. I challenge some of you, especially the SLP hacks. I challenge you all. Awush, take Awush to the supermarket in preparation for this disaster and tell me how it feels. Go tell them your party in power. Go at the supermarket and tell them that you win. Go at Marcy and tell Marcy you win. Go. I challenge you. Bunch of hypocrites. Some of you not even Kool-Aid. Not even Kool-Aid you can buy. SNS, you can't even imagine. You can't even shop at SNS. Not even at SNS you can shop. Huh? SNS have more security than the police force. SNS is more organized than the passport office. And by the way, I going back to that passport thing. So, I got caught in the excitement. Listen, let me ask you. So, the government said to us, leave the briefcase woman alone. She's not doing anything wrong. I told you guys, you know, I have information sitting right here. Right here. That will prove that something is wrong at the passport office. Yeah. And I dare you, challenge you to tell me no. Challenge you. Tell me no. I dare you. I double dare you to tell me I'm a hack. Challenge you. Tell me I'm a hack. Tell me I'm Shasne's boy. I'm a hack. So, my challenge here with the passport and the briefcase is this. There was an interview today on Hot TV with the briefcase lady. The briefcase lady was asked, what amount of passport do you process per day? She said, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know, because we process a lot of things. And they're different. People come for different. So there's no, that was not the question. The question is, and I would ask you that question right now. Nothing against you, ma'am. You're just a businesswoman. But this, what I'm saying to you tonight, will help you to improve on your business. So, you've said that you don't know the amount of applications per day. Get some order in your business, especially if you are dealing with sensitive documents. Do me a favor. Register, get a book, and write every application that you receive, the number, every application that you receive for official state documents. Document it. That's one. Two, you asked the price for your service for passports. You could not give a price. You said people come for different reasons with the passport. You know what you could have done, ma'am? You could have given at least 2 or 3 scenarios. For instance, okay, somebody comes to renew their passport. They have their photographs, their applications, and everything is in order. That would cost approximately $400. Then you can drop another scenario. Somebody comes, there's no application, there is no photograph, we got to get their birth certificates for them. That would cost $600. But what the answer is not, is you don't know, or you can't give a figure. So, to help you improve on your business, my advice to you is to bring some order to the business. Document the amount of passports that you process, the amount of applications that you process for the day. So, if there's a fire, if there is vandalism or theft, then you can say today we had 400 applications in our possession. I'm talking to you, ma'am, because you're dealing with sensitive state documents, with persons' private information on them. So the least that the government can do is to regulate the third-party services in St. Lucia, because it might be new to the country, maybe a few years new, but there is nothing to guide them and to protect consumers. So don't tell me government is a hands-off approach. Nothing to see here. There's a lot to see here. Because God forbid that somebody break into that place and takes people's personal documents. And the briefcase said to them, well, we have nothing to do with that. You will have to go to the government and try to get your own birth certificate back. You have to go and get your own ID. You got to pay again because, what the consumer will do at that point. Who do they go to? What protection have you put in place to protect the citizens of St. Lucia from third-party vendors, either price gouging, or lack of security of their personal documents? But we got you, government. We got you. You don't know where you're coming from and where you're going. You really don't. My other point with the briefcase lady, I have no problems with you, ma'am, is that you're pulling Jesus and God into your business. You must know how to separate your Christianity. I know you're a Christian and everything you do must be governed by that, but you must be able to draw a line. If you are asked to account, then you don't tell people that you will sit back and watch God. In other words, you are threatening the people with God. Why? Because they're trying to get answers from you. In other words, you are trying to silence them by saying to them, basically, that something will happen to you all. I'm just going to watch and see and watch and let God and see. And no, God will not be mocked. And God is not in our pappy show. And it happens a lot in St. Lucia and in the world. When people want to keep you into subjection and they want to silence you, they tell you God. And you are so afraid that God will kill you because of these crooked people that you go quiet and you say nothing. Me, Pamoya, I'm not talking about the briefcase. Oh, you heard the woman say God and Jesus. God will not be mocked, folks. They did not ask you about your faith, your religion. They asked you about passport numbers, the amount of passports. How is your business functioning? How are you able to get passports faster than persons in the line, the 50 people who are in the line waiting for theirs? How are you able? That's the question, that's all. And it's a genuine question. But don't pull God and tell them God and Jesus and you stepping back and watch God. And sometimes some of us who are in business, if we would think about God, we would not overcharge people. If some of us had some Jesus in us, we would not be victimizing people and abusing people and misusing people. And because somebody needs a passport or they need a service, then you will put the fullest burden on them, and then you say, God, Jesus, to keep them in subjection. That's not Christianity, my friend. However, if somebody rises up against you falsely, then God will stand for you. But it's time to quit threatening people with God, because God is not our toy. We can't send him like a pit bull to attack when we want. He says vengeance is his. He will repay. But he's a God of mercy and love and compassion. So stop pulling God and Jesus. Just like Mr. Alva, they asked Alva about the $13,000 check. Alva started preaching. He turned priest one time. Half of the government ministers don't care a hoot about God. And when they go to church, they don't know which statue to bend down to. When they go to church, they're yawning, they're fed up, they're tired, they're bored, they want to go home. And then they talk about Christian value, and y'all ain't no Christian. If you're a Christian, real Christian, you would look out for the poor and the needy in your society. You will go at Massey and say to Massey, stop your nonsense. You would say to Massey, stop your nonsense. And some of you who are pulling Jesus in your thing, in the house of assembly, you would say to the speaker, cut it out. You would say to your colleagues when they're spewing their bitterness, hatred, and anger, you would say to them, cool out. But instead you laugh and you clap. He cursed. You laugh and you clap. Joachim Henry himself, he's confused which religion he's in. He don't know whether he's in Adventist or he don't know whether he's in Catholic. Confused. Yes, you're the minister of Ecclesiastes. You can go everywhere. But you're confused. You walk into the wrong church to disturb it. Your own church on the Sabbath. And then you pull Jesus and God at the end of the story. So that's why I say to you, when God really stands up and he says, don't blaspheme, when you call his name in vain, he takes it very seriously. The word says, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. And a lot of you are heaping curses and blight on yourself, talking about your Christian and your Christian values, but you have little girls in a Jeep on a hill hiding from your wife. You have girl pregnant, and you're saying to her, you are not the father, as if you went to the Maury show. God will not be mocked. Thanks to my mother put Christian value in me and blah, blah, blah. But you have how much jabals on your wife? God will not be mocked, folks. God just tolerating us humans, you know. Huh? That's why I don't judge nobody. I'm not condemning anybody, but I'm speaking the truth tonight because the truth must set us free. We don't like the truth in this country. So we're doing two sets of Storm Watch, the SLP Storm Watch and Brett Storm Watch. Both of them are storms that we got to watch or they will destroy our nation. Just like they have destroyed infrastructure in the country. You are the worst storm that have hit St. Lucia. People are no longer happy the way they used to happy. And by the way, you St. Lucians, you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. During COVID, they try to protect you all. You complain you want to go out and party. You can't wait for Carnival. Now you get Carnival, you're all fighting over Carnival. Now you get carnival, they don't know what the hell they're doing. You don't know what you want. Give us freedom, give you freedom, and you don't know what to do with it. Give you freedom, you're walking around shooting down everybody. And half of the men, I can tell you, the reason why they're fighting for freedom to go and drink their rum and to sleep with Teresa and to sleep with Donovan and to sleep with all kind of people. That's all you needed the freedom for. You wanted to get out of the house. Selfish set of human beings. So my question is, who will guard the gods? Who will protect you, my people? Who? Half of them politicians have proven that they can't do nothing and they're not willing to do anything difficult. Many of them are just burning time. They're just saying they're counting 3 more years, 2 more years, count down. Some of them already said, look, me ain't running again. I make enough money. If I can get $13,000 for the next 3 years, plus my salary, plus my other little under the, my little butter thing. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. In St. Lucia, everything is under the tab. What's in it for me all? Where's my share? What I'm getting out of it, out of the deal. What's in it for me? And some of these politicians, they know how. They know how to beat the system and to get all the lands and get all the privileges and taxes duty-free, but they're not sharing it with you. You realize that, right? They're fighting over tax exemption and concession and land. But they will never show you, the people of St. Lucia, how to own a piece of land, how to go to invest in Lucia and get land, how to bring in your vehicle, concession free, how to do that. They ain't showing you. And if they're going to show you, you got to be one of their family, and it's called insider trading, something like insider trading. They tell you the government going to have an auction tomorrow, so I'll tell you what to do. Just auction, do your first auction at $100. Yeah. And you get insider information. Bunch of corrupt fowls. Revelation says that the earth has been so corrupted. All kind of hateful birds. And that's why God will clean it up. He will do what he must. Because his name will be protected and guarded from some of you who use it in vain. Like Revelation says, in vain they worship me. But so Miss Passport Lady, don't feel no way when the people of St. Lucia ask you questions. It is their right. Why? Because you are dealing with top government documents. And we are the watchdogs of St. Lucia. Yes, I said it. We will watch. Just like Jade came and tell you that the fence is finished. When it's not, we will watch. And then she says to you, we got materials that came in. Yes, we will watch. And will not be silent. We will watch. And we'll hold you responsible, accountable for your actions. And pray that the roofs of those huts stays on. We're watching you. We have a call and we're going to take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Media. Talk to me.
Good evening to you, Brother Garfield, and how are you doing?
Not bad at all, caller. Blessings. Ian, my brother.
Yeah, good evening to your viewers and your listeners around the world.
Yeah.
Um, Brother Garfield, just two quick things. I just want some housekeeping matter, if you will permit me. I
Go
just
ahead, my
want to
brother.
inform all United Workers Party supporters in Brooklyn, New York, that our the New York Club Caucus is having a general meeting this coming Sunday, June 25th at 4 p.m. and the venue for the meeting is at the Brooklyn Museum. For those of you who commute through the trains, you can take the 2 train, you can take the 3 train, you can take the number 5 train. It's a very important general meeting that we have. We have a lot of activities planned, and I just want to say, Brother Garfield, that we have 45 members in our caucus, and we're urging everybody to come on board to participate
Mm-hmm.
because the executive alone cannot do it. We need full participation. And for those of you in New York City who support the UWP, if you say you love your country, if you say you love your party, you have to come on board. You have to make a difference. You have to participate. Get involved in what's happening because a few of us alone cannot do it. If we say we want to raise funds for our party, we need full participation from everybody in New York City. Those of you who are supporters of the United Workers Party, the FLOBO. So I just want to put that out there so that we're inviting everybody this coming Sunday to our general meeting that is the New York FLOBO Caucus at 4 p.m. and the venue for the meeting is at the Brooklyn Museum. Brother Garfield, shifting gears.
Talk to me.
Have you seen a photo that is going viral on social media with regards to Philip JP, the Prime Minister?
No.
Okay, I don't know what OECS or what CARICOM meeting that he is attending, but it seems to me, I don't know if it was inadvertent or he just cannot get it right, that he stood and he sat in front of the wrong flag.
Mm-hmm.
When I say the wrong flag, I mean he stood up and he sat in front of the Grenada flag. I'm saying that has been going viral on social media.
So it means that the
If it is-
Grenadian leader was sitting at the St. Lucian flag.
That is correct. Now, I don't know, like I said, if it's inadvertent or if it's just Philip JP again is just not aware of what's happening, or he's just naive. But that does not send a good look for St. Lucia. That our Prime Minister cannot get it right in terms of not even recognizing that he was standing or sitting in front of the wrong national flag. That says a lot. It's just like when he said, "I apologize," is 3 words, and when we all know, even elementary kids would know that "I apologize" is 2 words. I mean, when does the embarrassment stop? Then you spoke about a few. I think Monday you brought the attention to St. Jude, and what I saw there, based on the clip that you showed on your program, it's caused for worry. In that this government just cannot get it right when it comes to St. Jude. Here it is, 2 years later, the people of the South are left without a reliable hospital facility. And we all know, Brother Garfield, and you know, that we're into the hurricane belt. And we all know now that we have a tropical, a weather system approaching St. Lucia.
Yep.
What's going to happen? I don't want to instill fear in people, but the reality is the reality. What's going to happen to the people at the George Odlum Stadium? The nurses, the doctors, and the patients. Now that we have a weather system which is threatening us at this moment, Tropical Storm Brett, what is going to happen to the people at the George Odlum Stadium? This is a legitimate question that we all must ask ourselves.
Yes, it is.
If this government was serious, this Labour Party government was serious about health care, they would have finished the hospital. By now, people would have been in a more relaxed, comfortable facility, and we will not have to be worrying, oh boy, look at where the system is approaching. What's going to happen to the nurses and the doctors and the staff and the patients at the George Odlum Stadium? These are things that this government should have tackled rather than play politics with people's livelihood, rather than play politics with people's health. This is serious, Brother Garfield.
Yes,
And I'm happy that you brought about the issue with regards to the prices of goods at the supermarket. How are poor people going to survive? There's no minimum wage. There's no serious minimum wage in St. Lucia. People are struggling to make ends meet. When they go to the supermarket, they basically have to select or prioritize which is important, which is not important. And then there's a health issue side of things. If people cannot afford to buy what is healthy, then they're going to eat unhealthy food, and then you have a health crisis on your hands
That's
as a
right.
country, as a government.
Yeah.
When is this government going to give the people some soulagement? Again, we have another issue, and we say these issues is not nothing new, Brother Garfield. When you highlight these issues, or when you talk about these issues, it seems to people, some people, that you're saying the same thing over and over. But the issues are there, and you have to keep repeating them.
Mm-hmm.
All over the world, people pay less for gas. St. Lucia is the only country in the world, I could say, that we still pay $17.95 a gallon of gas. When is this government going to say to the people, the population or the citizens, we're going to give you a little soulagement? When? What must it take? The Prime Minister Boston said he made so many millions in revenue when it comes to the gas. Give the people a break, Philip J. Pierre. Already, this Labour Party government is not giving the people, the citizens, any income support. The people who still working below minimum wage, the security guards, the people at the Syrian stores, they're working below minimum wage. How can they afford to make ends meet? Gas prices went, bus fares went up, bread went up. Prices at the supermarket keeps rising and rising. The school feeding program, Brother Garfield, I don't know if you're aware of that. I need to bring it to your attention. It is in jeopardy. The cooks at the various school canteens have not gotten paid, some of them since February. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yes, I also heard that the census workers have not been paid.
Exactly. The census workers who went out to do the census have not gotten paid. Since how many months? The issue with the passport is another crisis situation. You have elderly people living their homes, Brother Garfield. Where's the conscience of this Labour Party government? You have elderly people leaving their homes at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning to get onto Castries, to join a line, to just get a number first, just to get a number. And when they get the number now and they go in, some of them have been turned away. They're missing documents. Some of them cannot get their passports for weeks. Virginia Albert Poyet, what are you doing? You said you would carry out some investigation and assign somebody to investigate the situation. This racket happening at the passport office, this corruption. Information reaching me, Brother Garfield, that up to a day like today, nobody has been assigned. So Virginia Albert Poyet, who are you fooling? This government, this Labour Party government, keeps pissing in our eye and calling it rain.
Let me ask you: was there an official statement on the police commissioner retirement?
There was that was done secretly. The population did not even know that Miss Pelleuse or whatever her name is resigned.
So we do not have retired. A police commissioner right now.
We have an acting police commissioner. Which there's a serious problem with that, because that acting commissioner, their allegations level at him. I will not. Let's let the issue unfold, but there's serious allegations level at this acting commissioner of police.
Well, I don't know about that.
But in due time, that's why I'm not saying anything. Let the chips fall where it falls. For now, I'm just putting it out there that there's serious allegations leveled. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want you to get you in trouble. I don't want to get myself in a legal battle. But I'm just saying, leave it right there.
What about what about the Governor General? Is there a Governor General?
There's still an acting Governor General. Errol Charles is still acting as a Governor General. 2 years later. So there's a lot of actors. We like in Hollywood. This government has a lot of actors. Acting this, acting that. So you have an acting police commissioner. You have an acting Governor General. And who's going to act again? It's like it's Hollywood. It's like a movie for this government. It's like a joke for this government. This Labour government. Miss Pelleuse retired. Nobody knew about that. Now the problem, that's the issue I have with like most people. Here it is that the lady would have retired. Why appoint her as commissioner of police? in the first instance when you are aware that she's due for retirement?
I tell you, it's all about
Does that
photo
make
up.
sense
It's
to
all
you,
about,
brother?
well, it makes sense. It's all about photo up, to say we had the first female police commissioner.
Does that make sense to you? Where's the continuity? Where already the police force is in shambles? There's a serious divide in the police force politically. Rather than appoint somebody who can stabilize the police force, give it some sense of direction. You knew the lady would have gone on retirement. Why appoint her? Just to try to do some PR, stunt to see, oh, I'm the first government to appoint a female commissioner. Now that the lady secretly has retired, then you have an acting commissioner. How long is this individual going to continue to be acting?
Yeah, Ian. We having some noise in the background, so our folks are complaining. It's very loud, yeah.
But anyway,
yes.
I just want to say that there. I would be very sure to give somebody else a chance, but I just want to remind the New York Flabo Caucus that our meeting is on this coming Sunday at the Brooklyn Museum, our general meeting. So we're urging everybody, all supporters of Flabo, supporters in New York City to attend this all-important general meeting. Have a blessed night, Brother Garfield.
And Ian, before you go, I would like you to help me organize to get some of the Dennery South St. Lucians in the caucus, so that I'm trying to put something together for the Dennery South group there. So we'll talk about it.
And then we'll talk about it further. And you sent out an invitation to all persons who are interested in becoming committee members of the Caribbean American News. I want to state publicly that I'm interested in coming on board and to assisting with you, Brother Garfield, so that we can bring out the information to the people of St. Lucia, so that we can ensure that our country is a better place, not just for us, but for generations to come.
Thank you
so I want to say publicly that I'm on board with you, and I want to encourage persons who have the knowledge, who have the capacity to join Brother Garfield in the quest to see that we bring out the information so that St. Lucians can make a wise decision, so that we can get back our country and to see that St. Lucia move forward in the near future. Have a blessed night, Brother Garfield.
Thank you so much, my brother. Blessings. Thanks for calling. All right. So that was our brother Ian there from the New York caucus. The meeting would be in Brooklyn on this coming Sunday, and all those in the diaspora are asked to engage at that meeting. I know the last time I saw you in full force was at TP's residence when we had the fundraiser for Sky FM. And so you can't get coal, and you got to have some stick-to-itness. I keep putting pressure on you, St. Lucians. You like to start things and don't finish. You start hot and you end up cold. And that's how you lose momentum. You got to keep the fire going. You got to keep it going. Keep in those groups. Keep the giving your support to these caucuses in the diaspora. Engage. Don't engage like a clutch and you disengage. Stay engaged. And some of you are too personal. You are too petty. You hold things for too long. It's time for us to get rid of bitterness and hatred and all the things that we do. Listen to me, politics is not really for hating and bitterness, It is for nation building. I hope you understand that. It's never about you. Some of you are full of yourself. It's always about you. You're victimized. Pull up your pants and get to work. Let's build a nation for our future generation. And I meant what I said, and I will say it again if I have to. But some of us, we're too full of ourselves. You are one unit. You are a unit, remember that. And let's stop doing magie with ourselves. And get together, unite. Get the work done. And my advice, and I will say this while I'm here. A moment pa achebe an yen by Pearson, my PS Bank. Ma achebe an yen. Or si na achebe is only to pay interest. You only to pay interest. Interest. No the interest. Let's go. So we have a number of we have the different caucuses in the diaspora. We have constituency groups in every part of St. Lucia. These caucuses need to come together and support their local community groups. Dennery South, Dennery North, Miku, Poile, Viewfort, Soufre, Grosile, Castries, come together and fundraise. Get all, listen to me, we need all hands on deck. You need every cent. And what I can tell you, you don't need another Victoria's Secret. You don't need another high heel shoe. You don't need another wig. You don't need another dress. Right now, St. Lucia needs you. Your party needs your support. Get involved. I hate to hear St. Lucian saying, Pam, what mad does Zaffair you are? How is it Zaffair you? Do you understand what it is to be committed to your country? Do you know what it means to have pride in your country and to love your country and to serve your country? Do we teach our children, our young people about service to country? Maybe we need to get an army and enroute them from the time they're born to serve their country, so that we can instill in them and teach them to love and to serve. But when young people see what is happening in the House of Assembly and they're hearing all the nonsense and mapy and nastiness in politics, some of them don't want to get involved. When they look at the news and they see this one cussing up that one and that one eating Shasney head over nonsense, speaker joining the fight like it's WW Saturday night. These young people don't want to join into your commerce. And if you look at young people, a lot of young people are just on the sideline. They're saying, mem, I am not voting. I am not getting involved. It's a whole set of menopause men and women keeping a whole set of noise on social media and a whole set of noise in our communities. When last have we prayerfully look at our young people and find ways to engage them? When last? When last? Who will lead those young people to embrace the vision of Alan Chasney and to get involved? Who will lead them? Them young people, they don't care a hoot about politics. I can tell you some of them don't care. And there's some, if the money is right, you get them. But some of them, I've spoken to some of them. A lot of them are just disappointed in the St. Lucia Labour Party. And they're tired. One thing I understand about these young people, they don't like all the drama you see y'all doing, you know. You all know that. When some of you have children, teens sharing in your house, and when they hear you babying for everything, you babying for the pot, a cockroach on the ground, you babying everything. Your husband coming late, you babying everything. Uka babying neighbor, uka babying tout bagay. Jishen, uka babying. Them young people look at you and say, ma'am, that's all you do. That's all you do. You like row. Them young people, that's what they say about you, about us. That's what they say about us. How are we going to engage them? And I tell you again, we cannot engage them with the nastiness that we do. Young people, you ought to sit and discuss ideas. Young people, you have to sit with them and you got to understand. Some of you have phones, you don't even understand the phones. Young people, we live in a progressive world with technology on the cutting edge. How are we going to reach them as a party? We got to develop our young leaders in the party so that they too can go out and engage those young people in the communities. But I can tell you what will not win them again is a magia nukafe konu. No way. These are not the dark ages. And by the way, you remember in the dark age, young people used to pray to leave. Some of you were young and you used to pray to leave your mother's house because you want to go and let boyfriend whisper sweet nothing in your ears. You want to kiss. You want to go out there and experiment and stuff. So you can't wait to go. Yeah. And some of them just want to run from you because you're miserable. But how can we reach them? And unless we can find ways to do it, we will have a problem. So that's why I'm calling. I'll read some comments now, and that's what I'm calling for our leaders in the United Workers' Party, our leaders on social media, to change course and let us engage that group. Let's engage them. And let's present our vision, our plan to them. That's what they want. They don't want chicken and rum. They want you to share your vision, your plan, your plans with them for the development of the nation and for their development. So, change. But let me read some comments, folks. I just thought I would tell you all that I just said there. And I hope you still appreciate me and love me, because there's nothing you can do about me but to love me. Period. Wait a minute. There's somebody that I miss. Cooley James. Where Cooley James spears us where? Cooley James, don't tell me the wind took you away. All right. So let's read some of our comments and then we will end the broadcast. All right. But if you want to call, the phone lines are there. It's open. Call. Oh, the number is not up. Y'all could have said that to me. The number, I did not put up the number on the screen. So you would have been looking all over the place for that number. Let me see if I can find it. Where is the number? Did I erase? There goes the number. The number is 929-586-1821. 929-586-1821. Sister Lauren, all you can do is love me. There's nothing more you can do but love me, sister. All right. So let's see here. The rain begins. So Lydia Francis is reporting that the rain has started there. We had a report earlier in Martinique of thunder and lightning there. Let's go back to a previous report that was filed earlier by WPTV Channel 5. Channel 5 earlier today. Let's go over to that update.
Those two areas, of course, Tropical Storm Brett. Here's a look at the latest forecast cone, which came out just at 5 a.m. So it is tracking towards the west. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of uncertainty. I'm going to show you in those spaghetti track models. And so in the upcoming advisories that update the cone, when they come out, we'll probably see a little subtle changes to the forecast cone. But right now, definitely the Lesser Antilles have to keep a very close watch on Brett. Here's a look at those spaghetti track models. Once we get into Thursday, Friday, that's the point when it could potentially be an impact for the Leeward and Windward Islands, but also.
So based on what they're saying, that the islands and those the islands there, we talk about St. Lucia, Grenada, and those countries, will experience this storm, tropical storm Brett. If you look at the belt lines, the spaghetti strap that they call those belt lines there, they're covering the Eastern Caribbean. And as you can see, it goes right up. Some of those straps go right up to Dominica, the Dominican Republic, Trinidad and Tobago, and Aruba and those countries. So it is something that you do not want to play with, all right? Hey, Arnold, good night to you, my brother. All right, let me read some of the statements and then we will go, all right? Okay, most of our tea boutique, this is Sarah, Joseph. Most of our tea boutique, their shelves are empty and they can't even sell bags no more. I saw the price of bags. I had bags today, by the way. I had some bags today. Yes, I did. I ate chicken back today. Lydia Francis, okay, yes, the rain. No rain in Miko as yet, but in Lydia Francis area, there is rain. All right, let's go on here. Oh, yes, I wish, this is Hippolyto. Yes, I wish they would go this year, but some Lucians not thinking about their children's future, like they're making politicians to take them like doormats. Don't let any politician treat you as a doormat. You are precious. I keep saying that to you. You are more precious than gold. Why? Because you are bought with the price, the blood of Jesus. You're special. You are unique. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're their doormat. They need you to vote for them. All right? You are powerful. Julia, you can bring the cow to the water, but you can't make them to drink. Well, you're in Texas, so you'll know about the cows. You can't force some of them Texas cows. They will butt you down. All right? The young people have a mind of their own. Yes, and they're looking to us for leadership. Lauren Hippolyte, it's not personal. I find you rude to say we don't need another dress. Okay, let me see who talking there. Oh, Joella? Joella Soka Dila. Cal say dress une ubu say dress a car, my back down. Why is me? Since when that's your role?
What do you mean what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Mr. Speaker, I realize for a long time you want to be part of that. Since when that's your role? Since when that's your role?
Joella, since when that's your role? You better go to church tomorrow night and stop buying all them dresses. Send the money to St. Lucia. The people need it. All right? And don't forget, you have to buy a pants for me for the show. All right, we got some news here from Martinique. So we have power outage there in Martinique. Power outage. Okay. Eva is saying the wind is scary. The wind is scary. So Martinique is experiencing some serious weather from Tropical Storm Brett. Call you on the air. Blessings.
Good evening, Brother Garfield and everybody else. How is everybody doing?
Oh, I am blessed. You know
I guess
that.
Everybody's good.
You know I am blessed, right?
I know you're blessed. Yes, I know that. I know that. And I'm loving it.
I know. God bless you.
And I'm loving your blessing.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Yeah, only two of us know about that, but that's a big blessing in one day.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry. That's safe.
Oh my
safe
God.
with me.
I talked to the Lord just one night, you know.
That's what happened.
And you saw what happened.
That is what happened.
Satan tried to delay the mails and to send the mails in all direction. Boy,
that's right.
Boy, I'm not playing with God. Me, I'm a hypocrite.
But
yes,
but God said, no, Satan, sorry. Not today.
Not today. He stopped it, yes.
Not today, Satan.
Yeah.
That was really good. Anyway, I'm not going to stay long. I just want to say thank you for a great program.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good program. And then we need to big you up, Brother Garfield. We need to let you know that you're doing a job that is really, really, really good, sharing all this information with so many people. And we appreciate you and love you for it.
Oh, my.
And I'm speaking for me and even those in the forum who possibly are not able to say it. So I'm saying it for them as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, yes, so we need to let you know that, and we need to encourage you. Well, I will encourage you. I will continue to. We need to encourage you. We need to support you as much as possible in any little way we can. And we need to pray for you.
Oh, thank you.
And ask God to guide you.
Yes.
ask God to continue to guide you and also to let you keep doing what you're doing because this work is really important. So I'm just saying a thank you to you tonight. Um, you said it all about stuff that's going on. There's more, but I guess we take it one day at a time and we deal with it.
Yes.
To everyone in the forum that is in St. Lucia or Martinique, Dominica, in the islands, keep safe. Let's pray that this is not going to become a Category 1 hurricane. That if anything, it dissipates or dies out before hitting us very hard.
Yeah.
Ensure you're safe. Ensure you have your little bits and pieces at home. I do not know. I heard it was hitting us on Thursday, but now I'm listening to you and thinking that it's probably going to hit us tomorrow.
Yeah. The
So
pattern.
I need
Yeah.
to check. I need to check the weather forecast to ensure that this is not. I'm hoping that this is not happening tomorrow. Honestly. Or it does not happen at all. So let's all hope, let us all pray, everybody, so
Yes.
that we can be spared, kept away, kept intact from St. Lucia cannot handle a hurricane right now.
No.
We do not have a St. Jude's hospital. A lot of the buildings here are not up to par. No refurbishments have been done on certain buildings. So we can't afford to have a hurricane. We had a little bit of rain some time ago, and look at all the devastation that was done
Oh yeah.
to people's homes. Yes, so we can't afford to have a hurricane right now, especially not with the SLP at the helm of governance in this country, because they don't know their left foot from they don't know their left foot from their right foot.
Yep.
Everybody is laughing at it, but Chip is already sitting in the wrong. Sorry, Philip J. Pierre is already sitting in the
Yep.
wrong chair.
Yep. Yep. Wrong chair. Yep.
Wrong chair.
Wrong chair.
I'm telling this is the one time I need to send a message to him. This is the one time I wish St. Lucia was strategically located in Europe. Because we wouldn't be facing a storm with him not doing any desilting and him not taking care of St. Jude sooner and not doing what he's supposed to.
So he's a storm within a storm.
He's a storm within a storm.
My
yes.
Lord, look
So
at double trouble.
we have a SLP. We have a bigger storm with SLP. So right now we just have to be in our guard and try to keep safe.
Yep, and that's so true. That is so true. Yep. But I hope you have water and everything.
Yeah, well, we good for water. Hopefully, everybody would have, some pipe-borne water and stuff to use. I hope most persons have tanks. A lot of people have tanks here, so I'm hoping that at least they filled up.
Yep.
And that persons can get enough dry food to last them a few days, just in case this thing turns out to be what we don't want it to be, really.
And that's the challenge. A lot of families don't have the finance.
At this moment, a lot of families do not have the finance, and for Philip J. Pierre to come tell us he's putting a 2.5% levy. Well, sorry, let's just say he's increasing that by 2.5% and bringing it up to 15%. However, we would be paying more than the 2.5% because everything now is the 2.5% is going to be cut into every aspect of where those goods and services touch in St. Lucia. You understand?
Okay. Good.
So by the time it reaches the shelves, it will be a lot more than just 2.5% that we'll be paying.
Yep.
I hope you see what I'm saying. When it gets to the suppliers, then it has to go into the supplier 2.5. Then they sell to the to the retailer, retailer to the retailer, another 2.5. So by the time it reaches us, we will be paying more than 2.5%.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a levy in reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So VAT, in other words, they're probably going to bring VAT up to about 17.5 to 20% right now. And I am not looking forward to this. And I think, in all fairness to us solutions, we should stand up and start. We should actually walk against this, march against this. We should actually do it before the 1st of July. We should go down into Castries and try to stop this from happening. Yeah, because I do not believe in the deepest part of me tells me that we, and I'm including myself, cannot afford to pay any extra for anything else. Gas is $71 per barrel on the world market right now. Oil per barrel right now. And we're paying $17 at the pump. And the price of cooking gas has not changed. Brother Garfield, SRP is running the country on taxes. As always, because that's what Kenny Anthony did in his time. That, yeah. And I want people to go back and look back at the time when Kenny Anthony was the prime minister. They would see a very similar pattern, however, even worse under Philip J. Pierre. They're running the country on taxes. St. Lucia is too small a country to run it on taxes. And that is why we need to stop this from happening, and we need to get these fellas out of our parliament.
Yes.
Because they're going to destroy us completely.
Okay. All right. And it will, yes. We have a call from Canada coming in now.
Take it.
But
all right.
Listen to me. And we'll
so
talk.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you so
yes,
much.
We'll talk. Yep.
Right. All right. So let's take the thank you caller. I'm waiting for the screen to come back to me. But we have breaking news there in Barbados. There is heavy rain that started earlier tonight there in Barbados. So we are keeping our Bajan friends in our prayers, all right? So heavy rain over in Barbados. I also got some news here on the resignation. Commissioner didn't just resign. She was okay. So that is some personal information. I will read that at the appropriate time privately. We have call coming in from our brother there in Canada, and that is Brother James Elias, my friend and brother there in Canada. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Garfield. How are you?
Not bad, blessed, highly favored. How are you?
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, Garfield, first of all, I want to also say that the picture with the Prime Minister and all the flags commotion, he's the only one that have his legs crossed. All the others have the legs long like decent, dignified individuals. But if you watch the picture again, but that's not...
He was not sitting not sitting at attention at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm calling because... Garfield, you might not know this, but over the past 40 to 50 years, I've paid special attention to disaster communications in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
My work, I don't like to beat my chest or to blow my own trumpet, but a lot of St. Lucians might not know that I have been called out and worked with the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Response Agency.
Yeah.
Or management agency for many years.
Yeah.
And I've worked in a lot of countries, even going into Haiti after the two earthquakes and restore communications. And I've served all the islands of the Eastern Caribbean. But Garfield, I'm as a concerned and loving St. Lucian, although I wasn't born there. And I have to say this because you know they don't like to say, they like to call you Bajan or Trinidadian or whatever.
That's right.
I wasn't born in St. Lucia, but St. Lucia is my home as far as I'm concerned, and I love that country very much. Right now I'm in Toronto.
I was not born there either.
Oh, good. But you speak more Creole than me.
Must have.
But Garfield, listen, we have a storm approaching the Windward Islands, including St. Lucia.
Yeah. And
my concern as the former telecommunications officer at NEMO, the National Emergency Management Organization, at the time of my departure from that agency, I was on a project, a World Bank project, to optimize the communication network for NEMO.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to embarrass NEMO, but the fact is, this government under Philip J. Pierre has, from what I was made to understand, wanted me out of NEMO because I'm a UWP.
Wow.
That's fine, right? But he has not replaced me with anybody competent enough to continue the work that I was doing. We were working on 100,000, and you can check with the director. We are working on $100,000 US project for an antenna tower to stabilize and to upgrade the communications network for NEMO,
yes,
for the hospital, for the fisheries department, and for any other entity, including the fire and police. This was a project that I worked on for several months. And at the time the St. Lucia Labour Party came into office, although the former director, Ms. Gustav, requested that my stay be extended to complete that project, it was terminated.
Wow.
Right? I was terminated. Right? In other words, they didn't want me in NEMO. As I said, what I was made to understand was that I'm too much of a UWP. Wow. But my work had nothing to do with politics. My work had to do with my profession, a profession that I got from the Heavenly Father through my own father. And I've used that for many years to sustain myself. I'm not in the Caribbean now. I'm in Toronto.
Yes.
But my concerns are with the Caribbean because many times, including the last disaster with Maria and Irma, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Response Agency requested me to go into the BVI to restore communications there. And they actually wanted to keep me there.
You were also in Dominica, right?
Yes, I went to Dominica.
Yeah.
I went to the BVI. And even St. Martin and a number of the islands. And I've been doing that for many years. I am concerned now that we have the first storm, Brett, coming to St. Lucia, which might turn into a hurricane.
Yes.
And really hit St. Lucia. St. Lucia is my first love. And to think that the project that I was working on stopped.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And it's embarrassing that NEMO, I don't think the staff at NEMO would be brave enough to say this to the public, but that's because the NEMO falls under the office of the Prime Minister.
Yes.
And the Prime Minister was so adamant to get me out of there that he didn't care too much about the country. The communications network for NEMO is critical. And that was being worked on with the assistance of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Response Agency, Management Agency. And we were well ahead in that project. We were well ahead in that project. The tower on the Mourne, let me give you some news that St. Lucians need to know. That tower on that Mourne, where the police and the fire had their communication for many years, is subject to fall.
Wow.
It has been up there without proper maintenance for many years. It has not been maintained. It was called the police tower, but the police never maintained the tower. And therefore, when I got in there, one of the first things I did in 2016 was to examine that tower. We had even Cable and Wireless assist us in getting an evaluation of the tower. The Ministry of Infrastructure was brought in. We looked at the tower, we looked at the building, where it was housing the equipment, it was in a deplorable state.
Wow.
The roof, the steel in the concrete roof was showing water was coming through the concrete. And that was a concern that we brought up to the attention of the governments, both governments. And we were well ahead under the UWP government. We were well ahead in getting a World Bank project because COVID had hit and a lot of money was diverted to the immediate essentials for COVID. But the World Bank project was being worked on to make sure that we can restore the communication for NEMO so that we can communicate easily with places like Chazelle, Labrie, and the outer districts.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you something. I have a doubt because, you see, they're all relying, including the police communications, we're all relying on what is called the bigger, better networks. You must have heard that slogan.
Yes, yes.
And all the cable and wireless and the digital.
Yes, yes.
But experience over the years, especially when I was in BVI, all the bigger, better networks could not even speak to themselves. All the towers came down. And they needed the backup of two-way radio. Communications, that is always the backup. The backup when all else fails. Two-way radio is critical.
Critical, yeah.
Because especially with St. Lucia, where we have problems with roads, limited road networks, we have floods, we have landslides,
yep.
we have all kinds of problems when it comes to hurricanes. We have to depend on more rugged, robust telecommunication network, not the fragile things that Digicel and Flow and all of them put up, which historically does not stay up in the air.
Right.
And even now, the police network depends on that. Internet goes down. Everybody knows that. Internet goes down. Poles go down. We must have a proper, robust telecommunication network. And that is what the SLP government stopped when I don't know what happened after I left. That's a matter that should be put to the present director, who was then acting director, who was actually the one working on that project with me.
Yep.
But it's sad because I am now in Toronto and I'll be here for a few months, and my concern is with St. Lucia. My concern is to what happens if a serious hurricane hits and the time it takes to communicate to those areas. God forbid, I hope Brett turns north. But I just want to bring that out because I would not be doing St. Lucia a service if I don't say this. I've been trying to hope that I was trying to hope that this matter would have been resolved long ago, but from my information, my sources, that whole project has just gone dead. Just like the airport, just like the hospital, just like the highway, everything gone dead under this Labour Party. And it's not about politics, it's about St. Lucia. Because my thing is about St. Lucia. Wow. I am now in Canada, and of course, when I'm given a job to do it, I do it to the best of my ability. So I just want to bring that out and tell St. Lucians, I just hope and pray that Brett don't hit St. Lucia like how Maria and Irvin hit Dominica and hit the BVI. Thank you very much, Garfield.
Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. And brethren, you hear that, we have serious issues. Here we have, talent. We have an experienced person there in the person of Mr. Ellis. And I've known him a long time into two-way communication, radio and towers. Even in Denry South, he did the fisheries there. And now we have victimization. We have governments coming in and taking our brightest, our best, the best talents that are needed for our development and our safety, kick them out. Kick them out. Projects are halted, important projects, such as those towers that are needed to link communities together, to link our emergency response units together, the ambulance, the fire, the police, NEMO headquarters, local community shelters, disaster shelters, in the different communities. Here's the government playing again. Everything they touch breaks. And so we got to guard you, the citizens, against Hurricane SLP. Because when they're finished, we will have to depend on outside forces to come in and rescue and to assist in rebuilding our nation. And this is what I leave with you, friends. Let us continue to keep our eyes open, and let us pray tonight that this weather, this storm, cools off and goes back into the sea, because St. Lucia is not in a good place. And we're understanding now that Barbados is on the heavy shower. Martinique, in some parts of Martinique, there's no electricity, power outage. And I am saying to you, as the storm gets closer by tomorrow, and I believe we will be here tonight on tomorrow night on storm watch based on the weather pattern. We will be here tonight to keep your company tomorrow night. Some of you will not have electricity, and if the cable networks company goes out, then you tout bal fini. So you might not be able to communicate with us, or you might not be able to view the broadcast at some point. And so we are asking again that you, as a civil society, come together in prayer. Let's bring back prayer in our nation and trust in divine power to aid us against the elements that are getting more angrier as we get closer to Christ's appearing. I would to God tonight that all of you remain safe and protected under his wings, so that nothing will befall you. But I'm signing out tonight on the brink of a storm. And I want you to know this, folks, that we got your back. We are with you. And if we come back on the air tomorrow to be with you, we will. But be strong, folks. Those of you in low-lying areas, be very cautious. But may God bless you and be with you. Father, cover your children tonight. As they prepare for this storm, cover them with your precious blood. Provide for them. And give them a good rest tonight. In Jesus' name. Folks, God bless you. Sleep. Don't be afraid. Sleep. All will be well. We love you. And whatever befall tomorrow, I want you to know that you are loved. You are special. You are Caribbean American Media family. We are one. We are one. We call ourselves tonight the official watchdog for St. Lucia. Signing out. May God be with you all.